Look, I don't give a. Hey, I will say this: the steroid shows do extremely well. So the athletes do well, and the steroid shows do really, really well. It's very interesting. By the way, I don't come on any other podcast besides this one.
Oh, good. Me too.
And my own. I do fucking not. I get invited to a million podcasts, or 500,000, to be more honest, and I just don't do them. But you texted me yesterday and you said, "Hey, will you come on my podcast?" I said, "I'd fucking love to."
You're my favorite guest because I don't have to hold back with you. And so many. Do you have guests ever that while they're talking, you just want to put a bullet in your head?
Oh, you had Jason Hopper on. I have Jason Hopper on regularly, and I want to put a bullet in his head and in my head, Mr.
Then why do you have him on?
You have because I just love the challenge, the insanity of it all.
Yeah, he was not that exciting. I'm not gonna lie.
But you did a great job with them, and I watched that podcast, and I got great intel for my next podcast with him, dude. And he's getting better. Let me tell you, that's the crazy part. The first time I had him on, he was a 1 out of 10. Now he's a 3 out of 10. That's a 300% increase. That's fucking gnarly.
Do you want me to tell you something about him that I didn't admit to him? And I think we talked about it off air that people are going to know now, or he'll find out. But he and Medeiros have a thing, and I think they're managed by the same people or have the same sponsorship. So I could be fucking shit up, but it's just too funny to me. But and it's anybody that's good and extremely competitive. They have that person, and those two are watching each other.
Oh, yeah. Hopper shows it in his before the semifinals or something. He called them, and they did a FaceTime chat and showed us all. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they're both buddies.
No, but they're competitive.
Competitive, yes. They're frenemies. Is that the word?
Yeah. It's like they want to know what the other one's doing or what the other one's not doing, and that they look. Someone said to me, I had Ashton Eaton on the show, and I said, "Who's your biggest competitor?" And he goes, "Me." He goes, "I'm not competing against anyone. I'm competing against my last time." He's like, "I'm trying to get better and better and better till I have the best time in the world." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And but I've had Ryan Flaherty on, who says that the greatest athletes in the world all have like an enemy. And they just like pick this person, and they're just like
you had Ashton Eaton on. I had to just look him up. He's like a dope ass decathlete.
Not Ashton Eaton. I'm sorry, Devin Allen. Devin Allen is the guy that just got the third fastest hurdle time in the world.
Oh, all right.
He's about to break. Yeah, he will break the world.
God, one of them is a black guy and one of them is a white guy, and you couldn't even tell the difference. You are such a good dude. I bet you I bet you have a Black Lives Matter sign in your front yard, huh?
You know what's funny? Devin Allen's so fast that you would think he's black.
Wow. Okay, I take that back. You are racist. My bad. Okay. For a second, I thought you saw no color.
No, I'm racist.
He's so fast you didn't know. Okay. My bad.
My fans like to make fun of the fact that I always mention that I ran track. I'll never forget my first track meet against where I was the only white guy there, and it's all a bunch of black guys, and they're all putting moisturizer on because they get ashy, and they're all putting moisturizer on. And I go, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Moisturizing." And I'm like, "Why?" And I didn't know why. I didn't know about ashy skin.
I still don't know about ashy skin. I think it's because their quads are so big they rub. Oh, their cocks are so big that they rub in between their thighs.
But one of the guys said to me, he goes, "You don't know about this?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "It makes you faster." And I was like, "Really?"
Did you start doing it?
So I went out and bought a big tub of Vaseline. Yeah. And then I'm at the starting line. I'm rubbing Vaseline all over myself. And they're all like, "What are you doing? You don't get ashy skin."
Did you ask him if he juices? Did you ask him if he juices?
No, I always wondered that in track. And that's why I feel sorry for these guys. I feel sorry for the guys that don't use it because they don't want to do it. But imagine if you're Medeiros and you don't use it, how good you have to feel that you're like, I beat all these guys that might be juicing.
Right.
Like I'm better than
handedly.
And I'm clean. Not saying he's clean. Not saying he's dirty. Because who knows? Who knows if any of these guys and girls are doing it because they get caught. They do
Yeah.
get caught. And I love how they all lie when they get caught and say, I had a tainted supplement. I'm like, well,
Joyal came clean. That Joyal cat came clean.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And he
Yeah.
apologized. And when
And
they
he
say
came
that
on my podcast. We already had it scheduled. He came on the day after he popped. You know, he called us and he's like, hey, you probably don't want me on. I popped. I'm like, no, motherfucker. We definitely want you on.
Yeah.
Make my YouTube ring.
Yeah. He didn't say tainted supplement. I would like
He
to
said he was
supplement my
insecure and in a
taint.
dark place and he took it.
I thought he was the one that said I was trying to come off an injury and I wanted to get back up to speed.
No, not Joyal. Joyal was like, I just fucking, I've been doing this for 9 years and I felt like I was letting everyone down and I was a bitch. So I took it. He basically said like, it was like horrible. Like from the second he took it, he knew like, oh fuck. He was cool,
Well,
man.
But how's it horrible if everyone else is doing it? Like Lance Armstrong said on Oprah, or not on Oprah, on Rogan. He goes, I won the Tour de France on steroids. I would have won it if, like, he goes, I was the best on drugs. I would have been the best off drugs. Meaning, like, if no one was drugging, I would have won. I was just the best amongst all the guys drugging.
Then then just be cool with it. I mean,
That's
like you know, it's like Joyelle should be laughing. Then maybe everyone should be laughing in the interview. Phil Toon should come on my podcast and be like, "Oh my fucking god, I got caught. I should have done twice as much as I did and really destroyed everyone."
But then it's like, what about these guys that get caught? You get caught using drugs and you're the only one that's getting caught. It's not fair. It's not fair that you're kicked out for doing something that everyone else is doing.
That's one of my trigger words. Fair.
Well, how do you feel? How do you feel if you're one of the guys and you win the CrossFit Games and you're like, you're the fittest guy in the world and you're using steroids and you're like, maybe I'm not. Maybe
what's less fair? What's less fair? Is there a spectrum of fair and not fair?
Sure.
What's if you're a dude competing in the girls' class? Is that
here we go?
How I have a pretty strong lesbian fan base, and I'm so and a lot of gay dudes too, but the lesbians have become really vocal. They don't want anything to do with. They don't want anything to do with this fucking. They're jumping off ship off the LGBTQ. They want their L back.
I keep hearing that from everyone.
Yeah, they're done. And thank God. It's conflating too many things. It's like being black and having to support George Floyd. No, you don't. No, you don't. He put a fucking gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. It was his third time being pulled over and eating the fentanyl at the stop. He was screaming, I can't breathe, while he was sitting in the cop car. You can see the video. They took him out to help him. He was banging his head on the concrete. That's why Derek Chauvin put his knee on his head to stop him from banging his head on the concrete. You can think for yourself.
I'm not going to say one thing because honestly, not that I'm afraid, I just don't know enough about it.
Me neither, but you don't have to just be like, you can even be like, yeah, this fucking cop killed him. Fuck that dude. You still don't put a bronze fucking bench with George Floyd in it in Central Park or wherever the fuck they have that in New York where he's sitting there and he's a hero.
Well, it's the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh my God, that guy's how the fuck that one of the guys that guy killed was let out of jail that day.
No, I agree with you that the guys were scumbags that he killed, but he was a scumbag himself.
He was? What do you mean?
Yeah, look, the way I look at it is like when people said, should he have been convicted of murder? I'm like, no, that's self-defense. What he did was self-defense. Right. I have no problems with that. I think the way the media portrayed it, that he was this white nationalist, blah blah blah. I think
who killed 3 white dudes, and one of the dudes was yelling racial epithets as he went down the street. Black people should be holding Rittenhouse as a hero. He killed 3 fucking whiteys.
But the dude shouldn't have been there. It's like if that was your son and he was there that day, would you have been like, "What the fuck were you doing there?"
Yes,
Why the fuck were you there?
Yes.
What the fuck were you doing?
I'll give you that. But stupidity, if there's a gang fight out in the street and you go out there to break it.
High level of stupidity. High
Yes,
level of
yes, but not guilty for anything.
grabbing not guilty, grabbing an AR-15,
Yeah,
show it. So I don't go, "Hey, Kyle, you're a hero."
right.
I just go, "Kyle, you're an asshole. You shouldn't have been there."
Well, that one guy was let out of jail that day, and he had he had sodomized numerous boys between the age of 7 and 13, and that was the guy running down the street yelling racial epithets. Is that the word, epithets? And epithets,
Epithets.
epithets, and uh, and he tried to grab Kyle's AR. I mean, there becomes a point where you may have done society
Sure. I'll give you
like I just
I'll
can't have anyone
I'll
molesting
I'll
little
I'll
kids. I
I'll
just can't
give
have
you
that.
I'll give you that, but it's like, and I don't want to put them in the category of like a gang member, but when I use the self-defense argument, when people go, "Oh no, he shouldn't have been blah blah blah, he's guilty," I go, "Look, if two gang members are facing off against each other and one guy's going to kill the other guy and the guy tries to save his life and kills it, that's self-defense. That's not murder. That's self-defense."
Right.
Granted, they're gang members that are both packing heat and doing the wrong thing, blah blah blah, but it's still self-defense. So that argument about him, but what I'm saying is, I don't want to make this kid into a hero.
No, no, no.
Okay,
I'm not into making him a
and
hero either. But
so
I
so
sure as
I
hell
don't
I'm not
so
into
I
making George Floyd a hero too. It's
so so I,
demented,
so I
and it's
agree.
actually it's culturally damaging to make someone like that a hero. I mean, you've heard Hans, right? Do that. The guy who opens for Rogan, the Asian cat. Have you heard his whole thing on that,
No,
on George Floyd? Oh, it's fucking amazing.
but I do agree with you somewhat. What I was saying is, I don't know enough about the case, and I didn't know enough about the Kyle Rittenhouse case till I really looked into it, and then I was like, wait a minute, this kid's fucking innocent. I'm like, wouldn't want to hang out with him, don't want to pat him on the back,
Right.
but I but he shouldn't be in jail.
Michael Brown, the guy, the poster child for BLM.
Which one's
Reached into a guy whose lifelong dream was to become a cop, had kids at home, robbed a liquor store. Cops asked him to stop. He's 6'5", 300 pounds, reached into the fucking cop car,
Yeah,
grabs the
not
cop's
smart.
gun. The cop shoots him through the door.
Yeah, not smart.
He runs away. He comes back and charges the cop. Cop shoots him again and he dies. And he's the poster child for Black Lives Matter because he was unarmed. Fuck that, dude. And in the last 2 years, homicides on black crime are up 34%. Do you know why? Of course you know why. Because all of fucking white America and black America, the douchebag portion, I shouldn't say all, I should say the douchebag minority, declared war on cops. And cops began a no engagement policy on black skinned people. And so black skinned neighborhoods that were in these certain areas that were notoriously violent. Let's not forget, if you're a racist liberal Democrat and you view the world by black and white, you are acutely aware that 51% of all murders in the United States are committed by 6% of the population based on how you look at it. Black men. And 82% of Asian men are orthodontists. I made that second part up. But you get what I'm saying. Like
At that point when you said orthodontist, I was like, "You're so wrong."
I know, I just made that up.
I have
But
never met an Asian orthodontist ever.
my point is, the whole movement did a disfavor. Basically, if you really cared about men and black people, the exact protocol that they took, you would not have done. And they took it, and now more black men than ever are being killed by other black men. It's fucking batshit crazy. And the way the statistics. Go ahead.
Can we change the subject to what's your
Sure.
favorite flavor of cake?
Something with caramel and salt. Hey, I went to the street parking.
Those guys are
event.
killing it.
Oh
They're
my
killing
god.
it.
Oh my
Killing
god.
it.
I would never
Kill-
say this on my own podcast, but they are filthy rich.
Have they bought a Lamborghini yet?
No, they're super humble. They're and they're smart. They're smart.
Yeah.
And they're so dedicated. They're so fucking dedicated. But Julian Alcaraz turned me on to
I called him on my show, Julio. and
Oh,
he never let me hear the end of it.
Julio.
I called him
Well,
Julio Alfred.
fucking Dave calls him Julian. You fucking white fuck. So Julian made these drinks, and last night I had like 5 of them. Yesterday was my fasting day. I fast for 36 hours. I stop eating every Saturday night and don't start again until Monday morning. And
Ow.
yeah, over 2 years. And yesterday, during I had you take a glass and
Does
you
your wife think you're normal, or does she think you're batshit crazy and she just finds it interesting?
I have to ask her. Want me to call her and ask her?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Okay.
Because my wife thinks I'm batshit crazy. She just thinks it's kind of fun.
What were the options?
Does your wife think you're normal, or that you're batshit crazy and she just deals with it?
Okay. She's teaching a breathing class at a rehab right now, but maybe she's
Uh,
driving home. Let's see. Can you hear the phone ringing?
yeah,
Let's see.
I'm eating a keto bar.
I I'm eating a pound of raw ground beef for dinner tonight, and I almost brought it on the show. No. Uh, we've been
Are
together so long. The fasting thing I learned from her. She's been doing it 2 weeks longer than me. But
are
anyway, this
you back to the ground beef? Are you eating it completely raw?
my wife blends it with a third of a cube of butter
Mm-hmm.
and 3 dates. I thought it was 5, but it's 3. She pits the date and puts a date in it to sweeten it, and then
Mm-hmm.
I sprinkle salt on it and just eat it with a spoon and watch Eddie Ifft episodes on YouTube.
Aren't you a little worried about the bacteria?
Should I be?
Yeah. So
Why?
they say
Because your Jewish mother told you that when you were 7, and you've
no.
been scared ever since.
They say steak you can eat black and blue. Like just sear the outside of the steak because that's the shit that touches shit, and then the inside of the steak is you can have it as raw as you want. But the
Raw meat
ground,
may contain Salmonella, E. coli, Yersinia, and other bacteria. You should not wash raw poultry or meat before cooking it, even though some older recipes may call for the step. Washing raw poultry or meat can spread bacteria to other foods, utensils, surfaces, and does not prevent illness. What diseases can you get from eating raw meat? Common pathogens in raw meat include Salmonella, Clostridium perfringens, uh, racism. Oh shit, raw meat can
mm,
cause racism. That's
that's how
fantastic.
you got it.
Anti-Semitisms, and other. It can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramping, fever, and headache. How long does raw meat bacteria live on the surface? Cleaning is the first step to get rid of bacteria from these surfaces. So now another thing says I should clean it.
You can find something that will say everything on the internet.
Is Eddie Ifft gay?
Gay. Oh God, there's
Is
many pages that
Eddie
say that. There will be
Ifft
videos of it.
gay? I was telling
They'll say he's friends with Hunter McIntyre. Of course he is.
anytime. Oh man, Hunter came on my show and tried to fucking ass pound me without lube.
Guns a blazing.
Yeah, he got some of my listeners to hate me because basically he just spewed venom on the drug users.
Yeah.
He was vitriol.
Well, that's just come on, Hunter. Don't be bitter.
What were we talking about before the raw meat? I wanted to get out one more idea.
Well,
on that subject.
before I got to continue with the raw meat. I have Crazy Bobby on my show all the time. Bobby Williams, Mariel Hemingway's husband, and Bobby has been eating raw meat.
What's his last name? Bobby
forever.
what? Hemingway?
Bobby Williams, and if you find him on Instagram, you'll be. And he's 60 years old, and he looks like he's 32, and he eats
Black guy, football coach?
white guy. He will eat. He's Bobby. Wait, I'll tell you his Instagram.
Oh yeah, Mariel Hemingway and Bobby Williams.
Yeah, look at him. He's 60 years old. He looks like he's 25.
Yeah, that's a nice looking couple. Is that near your house? That looks like Malibu.
Yeah, they are my neighbors. So that's how I knew them.
Have you played basketball on that court?
Probably. Bobby Williams B.
Okay,
Bobby
what about him?
Williams B on Instagram. Bobby will sit down with me with a package of like the block of pound of bison, and he will just rip it open and just eat it out of the pack, the whole pound right in front of me. I've watched him eat bison testicles. He eats and he'll like pour down colostrum and bee pollen. I've never seen anyone eat like him, and you should have him on the show. You'd love him. He's completely insane, but in a great way.
Is this chick related to the writer, dude Hemingway who wrote Old Man and the
That's
Sea?
that's her grandfather.
No shit.
Yeah,
And
that's my kid's
she looks
godmother.
familiar.
That's
Was
my
she in movies and stuff?
Yeah, she only won the Golden Globe and was nominated for the Academy Award twice.
Oh yeah. Oh, and her mom is Margot Hemingway?
No, that was her sister.
Oh, and she was in movies too.
Yeah, her sister passed away.
Damn, what a small world. She looks like this. Was she in one of those movies with Val Kilmer where they made a girl? Dirty
The
Science
mo
or Do you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
she was not in Weird Science. She was in, the one she was not she was in, I believe, Annie Hall.
Oh yes, I
Burial
see
was
her here
in
with Woody Allen. Okay.
and she was in
She
Star
began
80 is the one that she got nominated for.
Okay. Oh,
I think
born
that's
in
what she
Mill
won the Golden.
Valley. So she's born to hippies with rich hippies. Wow.
Yeah. She was
Wow,
raised
wow,
in Sun
wow.
Valley, though. She's great. I've had her on the show. She's my kid's godparent, godmother.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Even
is he the godparent too?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they call themselves. We don't, like, really do that shit, but that's I mean, they're our, like, best friends.
If you were in a pinch and you were about to die, you
I
throw
call
your
Bobby
kid to
for
them.
I call Bobby for everything. Bobby is my, like, cleaner. He comes in. I got in an argument one day with one of my neighbors who drove fast past my house that I wanted to kill the guy because he drove past my kids really fast. And I lost my temper with the guy and I had to go apologize because everyone, like half my neighbors, thought I was an asshole for doing it. And the other half were like, you should have killed the guy. And I
How
called
did the
Bobby. And
apology go?
so I went after the guy. He didn't apologize. He stuck to his guns. And then my wife, I had to leave to go on the road that night. My wife's like, oh, what, you're going to leave me here? And that psychopath lives right around the corner now.
Yeah.
And now he's probably wants to kill us all. And he's going to murder our dog or something. So I walked up the hill to apologize. And he was passive aggressive again. And I was like, I was like, just push me so I can drop you. I was like, please touch me.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like it that I'm so that I go after the racists on planet Earth parading as the benevolence and the sexists and the homophobes and all those people who are parading around as the benevolent. She doesn't
I'll
like
get
it that I go after them because she thinks that maybe it puts us in danger.
It could, and because they're highly contentious people that look for attention. And
I
I
see
saw
anyone
it.
with blue hair and 100 pounds overweight with a fucking dialysis pump on their hip, I'm shooting. I see you at my
Yeah.
front door.
Um, I've been changing the subject a million times, but I know you'll appreciate this. I ate McDonald's for 30 days straight.
I know. I didn't want to. I have it in my notes here. I didn't want to bring it up because I want to talk to you about it when you and Hunter come on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll save it.
Yeah.
But I just thought you'd appreciate the fact that it's a complete indictment on sugar.
I want to do it too, but I want to do Jack in the Box just because I love their hamburgers.
It was funny. Castro and I were talking about that when I met with Dave, and he was like, he's like, you're right. I've thought that all the time. He's like, I've eaten fast food, and everybody like goes after it, and he's like, but if you go just eat the meat,
Yeah.
like how bad can it be? And everybody talks about how bad McDonald's meat is, and we kind of proved it's it's not that bad. Like
Oh, did you eat what did you eat every day?
I ate fucking pounds of meat.
And what would you do? Just throw off one of the buns or both buns?
The whole thing. I would eat sausage and egg in the morning. Lunch, I would have, double quarter pounder without a bun. And then I would have maybe a chicken patty and then, or a couple fish fillets or, so the little breading I was getting with a little bit of carbs I was getting. And I just, every once in a while, if I had a hard workout, I'd do a chocolate milk before I went, but like only before I worked out would I ever hit carbs, like any carbs.
You ate only McDonald's for 30 days?
30 days, every meal.
Eh,
I
Wow,
I lost
that
I lost 5 pounds of fat.
wow.
I gained 3 pounds of muscle.
Hey, yeah, if you don't eat the shakes and you never ate a shake and a fry.
In the first week, I ate a couple. I was eating fries and I was eating the uh, the smoothie, and it was
Okay.
just fucking me up. I was gaining weight.
Yeah.
and I had to get rid of those, and it's a total indictment on. I never really believed it, and now I'm like, wow.
Yeah, if you don't eat the shake and the fries, but a lot of people are the oils in there. People are saying that. I mean, that's like the
Okay,
big thing now. The seed
why
oils.
was my C-reactive protein, uh, my inflammation went down?
That's good. I don't know.
I mean, those oils are supposed to be inflammatory. The one thing I will say is, like, there's downstream stuff that could have happened. Like, was there carcinogenic things? Were there, like, things that could happen to my colon, or, we don't know. I mean, as far as we know, my cholesterol all maintained, my inflammation went down, my my HB1AC went down, my
no
C-reactive.
shit. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I can't shit on. I'll tell you this,
Your
it
Fran
now
time went down.
well, like, I went through the airport the other I felt better. I felt better and stronger, and I was walking through the airport yesterday, and I was hungry, and I would never have done this before, but I was like, "Shit, I might go to Wendy's and just get a double cheeseburger and rip the bun off and eat it," and it's better than going in and eating a turkey sandwich somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, thinking,
Yeah.
like, here I am,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
restaurant that paints everything green and tells you that it's a health food restaurant, but
Man, really? I don't know.
mm,
I
I,
don't I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how much sugar's in one of their hamburgers
the sugar is in the bun.
in the bun. And you weren't eating the bun, or you were eating the bun? You were.
Never,
Oh,
never,
never. Okay, I thought you said you were eating the bun.
no, never. I rip the bun off every single time.
Damn, that's
Carbs I would
impressive.
get is a little bit of the breading. Every once in a while, I would munch on chicken nuggets, which are like, I think a chicken nugget is like, I forget if it's like 2 grams of protein or 1 gram of protein, and like it is like one carb. So if I had 10 of them, I'd have 10 grams of carbs. But that,
How is
that
your
was it for
breath?
the day. I
Oh,
wonder, because, people on keto get really stinky breath.
I've been in ketosis, and my wife never says. I always ask her, "Does my breath smell like ash?" She's like, "No," but maybe she just loves me that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one's ever going to tell you about breath. You know who told us? I shouldn't tell this story. This is really rude. Was it Daryl Strawberry? I forget. Somebody who dated Halle Berry one night was at a comedy club, and they told us Halle Berry had stinky breath because she was on keto diet. I shouldn't have told that. I felt bad. That's all hearsay. That's like celebrity, like, oh, I saw someone that was a celebrity and they told me this. I shouldn't have told that.
There was a guy who worked at CrossFit. His breath was so bad that when we were in meetings, like with 20 people, like it stunk up the whole room. Yeah.
I know a comedian like that, and he's famous, and I won't say his name, but I love the guy. But when I see him coming, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Someone needed to just. I think this dude just needed to floss. I think, like, do you ever like brush your teeth at night, go to bed, or it doesn't have to be that. You could have eaten some salami or something, and then later on one of your teeth is kind of bothering you or something, and it happens as you get older, and you floss it out in the back, and like when you pull it out, you get this smell of something. It's like just
Yeah,
really quick.
and then a chunk of dead meat comes out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That happens twice a year or some shit. That's what the whole fucking room smelled like. Like rotting flesh.
Well, have you ever smelled dental floss? It's
No,
disgusting afterwards.
no, but
Yeah.
dental flossing's amazing.
I don't know. I have
I love
seen
it.
things.
I'm
I've
addicted.
seen things that say, you should floss every day, and then I've seen stuff that says don't floss. Just like earwax. I've seen things that say, you need to clean your ears out of the wax. I will say this: I have not stuck a Q-tip in my ears in probably the last 4 years. And you know what happens? Nothing. My ears take care of themselves.
Hey, have you ever been to an ear, nose, and throat doctor and they cleaned out your ears?
And I was so mad when they did it.
That you were?
When they gush that water in, when they like that hot water and they shoot it in your ear.
I don't remember that. I remember this guy sticking something in my ear and pulling out chunks of fucking. You know why I went? Is I was having some ringing.
Oh, yeah, tinnitus. That's scary as fuck.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm having ringing. So my wife makes an appointment and they clean the earwax out of my ear and the
It was
fucking
fine.
ringing went away. Yeah. And I had like super hearing for like a week.
Well,
It was nuts.
my belief is the wax protects your ears.
Probably. Yeah.
It's
Probably.
got like if you think like a one of these ancestral health people, like functional you got to think that your body does things for a reason to take care of
What do you think
things.
pre
Like
comes for?
it's a good question. It's probably to
Get chicks
tell the
pregnant who you didn't mean to get pregnant.
yeah. It's probably pro, probably to tell the boys, let's go, let's go.
Why don't you like the subjects of abortion, Black Lives Matter?
I love abortion. I'll talk abortion up, down, backwards, forwards.
Okay, then let's talk about abortion for a second. If you're pro-choice, you should be so fucking happy that the Supreme Court took the power away from the federal government to make abortion legal, because a federal government that can make abortion legal can also make it illegal. And that is not what they did. They did not make abortion illegal. What they did is they said, this is no longer, the federal government has no business
Sound
taking
like
a position.
you sound like a card carrying Republican.
I'm not. I'm a fucking tree hugging fucking Berkeley libtard. I'm so happy that the federal government let me tell you what the dumb liberals think. The dumb liberals think that abortion is now illegal. The
Yes, I
smart
agree with
liberal
you.
the smart liberals are like, holy shit, this is so fucking good, because the Constitution is supposed to protect life. We know if they find a single cell on Mars, they're like, we found life on Mars. We know that you're not allowed to kill an egg of a bald eagle or you go to jail for 10 years. We know that fucking my libtard posse will handcuff themselves to a redwood to save its life. And we sure as hell know that a fucking a baby growing in a woman's stomach is a fucking life. And so now we're free. The federal
Now
government,
women
we've
can
tricked.
now drive in the HOV lane if they're
Yes,
pregnant.
yes, yes. We've tricked the federal government into thinking that it's not their right to protect fucking babies' lives. And now there will be states where I can go and kill a baby. and that's the story. That's the truth. That's with no spin. That's the truth. The federal government has relinquished its power over
It's
a woman's body. You guys
it,
should be so fucking happy. It's the
it
exact opposite of what you think happened.
don't say you guys. I'm not one of them. I know
Not
it's
you
a
guys,
very
sorry, just for the
I know
libtards listening.
I know it's a very nuanced issue. And first off, the Democrats have never ever tried to stop it. They've used it, in my opinion, from what I understand, they've used it as a way to raise money. They go, "Hey, we're always going to fight against abortion," when they could have codified the law and could have made it law that but they just kept it kind of in this weird limbo area so that they could always be the so that there was always the question of pro-choice, pro-life. So they're like, I'm a pro-choice candidate, rather than like it's not even a question anymore. So they've used it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she knew she was fucking old. She should have stepped down.
She
She should have
also
stepped
knew
down.
that she also knew that Roe versus Wade would never stick, and she spoke about it. They used the 14th Amendment to be like, hey, look, the 14th Amendment says that abortion should be legal in all 50 states, and she knew the 14th Amendment didn't say that, and she spoke openly about that, and she said the Supreme Court fucked up.
Right. So
Even though she was pro-choice, she knew that it wasn't the federal government's place to fucking say that.
She knew she was going to die.
Well, that too. That's a separate subject. Yeah.
And she could have stepped down years before during Obama and let the libs have another one. But no, she, wanted to be there every single day.
Well,
Till
that's the
the end.
rule. That's the rule. It's a lifelong position. She did her
I
job.
I really don't like these people that are look, my dad is a very sharp guy. He's 87 years old. I still wouldn't want my dad at this point making decisions. Like I just feel like you are at a place in your life where your decision making changes because of where you are in your life and the way you see things, your perception. So somebody at the middle
Yeah,
of their
people who
life,
are 100-pound overweights think that COVID was scary because
yeah.
they think
So
everything is scary.
right. So someone in the middle, someone in their like, 40s and 50s kind of has like, enough behind them and enough ahead of them to then make decisions. But when you're like 87 years old, you shouldn't be making decisions like that for a whole country.
How
The
tarded do you think Biden is right now? Like on a what
I real
I'm hearing is as if like they basically when he steps off a stage, they basically put him away. And that right before he goes on stage, Jill is giving him pills or an injection. That's what I'm hearing. You think
I
that's
don't know
true?
if you know this, Savon, but 4 years ago, Joe Biden died.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
And
and
that's really James Woods?
no, they stuffed his body, and he's an animatronic doll controlled by Elon Musk.
All right, fair. All right. I didn't know that.
You
That's
didn't know
awesome.
that?
No,
Yeah,
then now it all then I'm actually quite impressed by him.
it's Weekend at Bernie's. They just prop up his dead body. I do a bit about it on stage, but the truth is, and I know this for a fact from how many times I've asked it on stage, if my dick ran against Donald Trump for president,
Yeah.
my dick would be the president of the United States right now.
Wow. Wow.
And I've asked every Democrat, I go, be honest, be honest. If you went in the polls or in the polling booth and it said Donald Trump and there's the lever and Eddie Ift's dick and there's the lever, which one would you have pulled? And they're like, Eddie Ift's dick. I go, now let me ask you this. If it said Donald Trump and there's the lever and then it said Eddie Ift's dick and there was my dick and you had to pull my dick,
Oh, wow, this is getting serious.
and they're like, "Yeah, I'd pull your dad." Like it was that. It was never a vote for Joe Biden. It was a vote against Donald Trump. But
You
the
also
vote.
live in the hive of you also live
I
in the
travel. I'm doing shows in North Carolina in the fucking heart of MAGA country, and
everywhere you go is the hive. You probably go to Philly. LA is just tarded.
dude,
You go to Portland, you go to Seattle.
no, I
You
don't. I go to Boise, Idaho. I go
Okay.
to
Oh, another that's a hive. That's a hive.
Sun
Y-
Valley. I'll go.
Okay,
You
that's not a
name it.
hive.
You name it. I
You
work
go to Coeur
Dallas,
d'Alene? You
Texas.
been to Coeur
Uh,
d'Alene?
yeah, I was in Fort Worth, Texas last week.
All right, all
Where do you
right.
think? What do you think they are in Fort Worth?
I don't know.
You know, oh,
Well, I'll
they're
type it
running.
in right. I'll type it in Fort Worth, blue or red.
Oh, it's so red in Fort Worth.
Hey, you want to? I'll tell you something scary. I just realized.
What did it say? Fort
I
Worth
don't
was
know.
red.
Politics at voting in Fort Worth test. 40. Here we go. Tarrant County, Texas is leaning liberal. Tarrant County, Texas, 49.3% of the people voted Democrat in the latest presidential election. 49. It's close. 49.1 Republican. You know what's fat? So I grew up in the Bay Area. I never knew anyone who died of AIDS during the AIDS scare. And I'm a California boy, and I grew up during that whole
Jeez,
thing.
I know people that have died of AIDS.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Southern California. Yeah, I was in the Bay
Yeah.
Area though. I was in the Bay Area, Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco, and I also don't know anyone who has died from COVID.
Oh, and I know a bunch of COVID deaths.
You do,
Yeah. Yeah, a
but
bunch.
but I do know a shitload of people who've been molested.
I do that too.
A
And look,
shitload.
I'm in LA.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much they should change the Hollywood sign to say either daddy didn't love me or daddy loved me too much.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
I mean, you got a lot of people. People always say comedians are talented. I'm like, we're not talented. We're disabled.
Hey,
Like,
you're one of the only few comedians. You and Justin Nunley are the only two comedians I've ever been able to have a conversation with. The other 20 or 30 I've had on my podcast, it is a fucking disaster.
Why they're always doing bits?
No. They don't know how to talk.
Really? Some of the best conversations I've ever had are with comedians.
Who does the last guy I had on? I had the guy from Kill Tony on.
Oh, Tony Hinchcliffe?
No.
Brian Redband?
No one that big. The black guy who's just blowing up now. He's their roaster. They call him the roaster.
Oh, I don't know who that
Joe
is.
Rogan just paid him is going to pay him $100,000. He's in a competition with Red Man or Red Band to see who can lose the most weight in 4 months.
He's gonna get
Fucking,
100 grand.
if he loses more weight than Red Band.
But does Red Band get 100 grand if he wins?
I need to show you that footage. He was on my podcast, and so, yeah, and he gets 100. The person who wins gets 100 grand. Whoever loses the most weight, they have 4 months to do it. So I had him on
Jeez.
my podcast, and like he couldn't even talk. I'm like, dude, like what the fuck is wrong with you? I had Hans on, the guy who opens for
Oh yeah,
Rogan.
yeah, yeah.
Couldn't talk. He doesn't converse. Dude, Jason Hopper makes him look like Jason Hopper's a
That's
fucking
hilarious.
12 compared to these guys. I
I
had I had
I
on
look.
another guy.
So I've done 500 episodes or so of talking
Mhm,
shit, and I've
mhm.
done 500 episodes of Wadcast, and I will say it is much harder talking to CrossFitters than it is comedians.
All right, fine. All right.
CrossFitters are so one dimensional, the majority of them.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I find one that is interesting other than the OGs. The OGs all have this like multi-dimensional kind of thing going on where the new ones are, especially the ones that have been crossfitting since they were 14 years old. They go to the gym, they work out, they eat, they do their shit, they come home, they get back up, they work out again. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they got nothing else.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas, you talk to someone like a Chris Spieler, you've got, he's into Jesus. He was a wrestler. He likes to race motocross
He's a
and
dad.
yeah,
He
you've
feels
got
sorry for himself because he's short.
yeah, you got a ton of shit going on there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for the most, and then the girls, I mean, like I, I used to do Love Line with Dr. Drew a lot, and Dr.
No
Drew,
shit, you did?
yeah, and Dr. Drew used to write he wrote a book called
Wait
The
a
Mirror
second.
Effect.
I thought you like if Adam was out, you did the show?
Yeah, I filled in. I was funny thing is I was the last co-host ever. They brought me in to try me out to be the co-host of the show. And I was just a guest all the time, but they brought me in to co-host it when Psycho Mike left. And I sit down, I'm all excited. I'm trying out for a week. And Dr. Drew goes, "Did you hear?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "I'm leaving." And I'm like, "You're what?" He's like, "Yeah, I quit the show." And I'm like, "So what's happening?" He's like, "Show's over." And I'm like, there goes that job.
Wow. I used to listen to that show on a radio in my bed at night. That and Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, it's a great show. So anyway, what Dr. Drew, he wrote a book. It's a very good book called The Mirror Effect about narcissism. And he had a test that he would give, like a psychological test that he would give all his guests. And he had everyone from CEOs to actors to blah, blah, blah. And he could tell you like who ranked high on the narcissism scale.
Mirror
Now,
effect.
after reading this and hearing from him, I would say that uh, female CrossFit athletes more than male CrossFit athletes, just like female actresses more than male actors. And this is not an indictment against women. This is just, and I will get to why this happens. Female CrossFitters are more narcissistic than male CrossFit. And the reason being that they say actresses to actors is that actresses are more valued for their appearance rather than their performance as an actress.
Mm.
Whereas an actor, it's all about his acting ability and it's not about his appearance so much. Like there's a lot of ugly dude actors out there that are famous and successful. Whereas as a female, you have to be pretty good looking to be successful.
Mm.
So then women's value is based on that. Like that is their value. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this was the theory there. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I think the same thing goes on with CrossFit. It goes back to what I was talking about before about the algorithms and everything, that these girls, that a lot of it is based on their looks. You'll get a girl, a hotter chick. So like you take one of the Sigmund's daughters or whatever, that's like, got this look about her and I guarantee she's getting more sponsorship than a Tia Claire Toomey who beats her ass every single time.
Wow.
And why is that? But that won't happen like you take a guy like Marcus Philly. Marcus Philly's not going to make more money than a Matt Frazier.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
and
Right.
why is that? So
Even
that
even though he looks like a statue and Matt doesn't.
right. And so my point being, that's not fair to women, but that's created, it's that whole you know, what's it, sexualized or whatever it is, the whole culture of it. And I don't know if it's a good thing. I mean, I feel bad for women that like,
Hey, I think with I don't think Danielle Brandon. I think Danielle Brandon is 50% swagger.
really?
Yeah. I don't look at her. I don't look at her and like she's fucking drop dead gorgeous. I don't see
I
that at
gotta
all.
I gotta I gotta watch her more, and you know what? The truth is, I don't watch the competitions anymore. You know why? Because they make it hard to fucking find and figure out and know what's going on. It's confusing as fuck. I don't know who made the games. I don't know who's
Can't argue
going.
that. Can't argue that.
There's a last chance thing. How long does the last chance go?
Hey,
Um,
do you remember the Click and Clack brothers?
no, who's that?
They had they had that. Are you joking?
No, I don't know who the Click and
Oh,
Clack brothers are.
Click and Clack brothers. They had the largest syndicated show on NPR.
Oh, I don't know them at all.
Your parents didn't listen to him? I thought you said your dad was smart.
No.
He's a
My dad's
liberal,
an
though.
no, my dad's an ultra conservative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, he is. He is. I want to read you something. This is going to tie into what you're saying. It's Tom and Ray Magliozzi. I think they're both dead now. They were the co-hosts of NPR's weekly radio show Car Talk. They were known as Click and Clack,
Oh, wait, I remember Car Talk.
the Tappet brothers. I think it was the largest show in NPR history. Watch how I'm going to tie this up to talk about me, speaking about the mirror effect. It was the largest show in NPR history. And they talked about cars, and my mom would listen to it. And my mom doesn't give a shit about cars, but everything they talked about, they just made fun and interesting, and they laughed. And they were just, you would call up and you'd be like, my Honda Civic makes a noise, but it only makes it on mornings when it's under 60 degrees, and only when I park it under this one kind of tree. And they'd be like, well, we know exactly what that is. It's the pine from that tree, the sap from that tree is slipping into here. And let me guess, you live in Massachusetts. They're like, yeah, how'd you know? They're like, oh, it's very common. And it was just crazy, the shit they would figure out, right? That's what you need to start listening to my podcast, because you could give two shits about fucking CrossFit, but I make it fucking interesting.
I love how you got the pitch in at the end.
Yeah, you see that? You got to listen to my podcast, because I will talk about the tits, the ass, the good, the bad, the ugly, who's had an abortion, which athlete's doing drugs, and I will make it all funny and entertaining. And then you'll care. I'm the only good thing left in the space, and I say that with peace and love and humility.
And you can find it. You can find it on Spotify and
iTunes and YouTube. And it's live. Every single fucking show is live.
Yeah, mine aren't live, and right now we're pushing YouTube really hard, and it's not. I am really happy with our video quality. With the editing is awesome. We're doing clips and stuff, but it's hard to get people to watch a full episode on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I get thousands and thousands of downloads on Apple and Spotify, and then YouTube just can't get it. And I'm like, do people not want to look at me? Is that what it is?
A year ago, we were having 40 live viewers, and now normally we have 1,000. So
That's great.
But I go every morning, 7 a.m.
Every morning,
pretty much.
Wow.
And if I don't go in the morning, it's because I have the guest has some sort of issue, and I go at night.
Or because you're being King Richard and making your kids climb Everest that day.
Yes. Well, that's the reason why I go at 7 a.m. If you have over 100,000 followers on Instagram, you get to pick your time. If you don't, then I pick the time, 7 a.m.
That's hilarious. That should be my rule too. I would love to have that rule.
Did you know my Instagram got canceled? I got kicked off of Instagram.
What'd you do?
I don't have no idea what I did, but I had a blue check mark and 90,000 subscribers, and 3 days ago it was gone. I asked one of my friends, Andrew Hiller, I said, hey, dude, I got kicked off. He goes, what? And I go, and I have no idea why. He goes, dude, I know why. I go, why? He goes, for everything you say and do. I'm like, all right, fine. Hey, dude, I had 20 child pornography complaints for my boys. The fucking account is called 3 Playing Brothers for my boys doing fucking pull-ups. They have fucking whores all over Instagram, barely wearing anything, and I get reported. So finally, someone who's high up in Instagram contacts me on the side, and they said, "Hey, dude, do you know what's going on here?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "It's what people. Someone doesn't like you, and they're reporting you this for the." Reporting you for this
Ah,
to fucking get your account canceled. And if we get enough reports,
ah,
we have to call the police and child protective services.
ah.
Boys, they're fucking boys
Wow.
doing pull-ups and sprints and flipping tires, and they're little boys, you know what I mean? 5, 6, 7. So I went through and I deleted like anything that showed them working out, and now anytime they work out, I just put a fucking a wife beater on them.
So weird.
I'm sorry, that's cultural appropriation that I called it a wife beater from the Mexicans. I'm
But, you know,
sorry.
I've had that
Tank top.
conversation with family before where I say, we've got babies and little kids, and I go, if there's anything on there where there's the slightest bit of nudity, never ever send that photo to anyone. And they're like, "Oh, come
Oh,
on,
you
it's
but
your own
that's you
kid."
mean like cock and balls or vagina, right?
Anything.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
butt.
I agree. I agree. I
I go,
totally
"Don't do
agree.
it." And they said, "Why?" I said, "Because you
Psychopaths.
it's harmless, but you never know who's gonna be against you, and they could use that against you." And it's the kind of thing why we need
Apple's
privacy
admitted that
l
they're going through everyone's iCloud. You know that,
Yeah.
right?
No,
They've
I didn't.
admitted, "We're going through people's iCloud looking for, pedophiles."
That's horrendous.
Yeah, and it's the only thing that I'm super adamant about. Fuck pedophiles, and I still don't think it's right that they do that.
Well, I don't think it's right either because you'd get people that would get vilified for the wrong reason. Like
Like you just said, you sent a picture of fucking one of your kids fucking skinny dipping in the lake behind your house, and there's a
yeah,
butt crack
to
in it.
to
Next thing you
to
know,
your
you're going to jail.
to your parents, and you're like, "Hey, grandma, grandpa, look at little Timmy," and they're like, "Oh, that's so cute," and then the next thing you know, you're in jail.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that there are judges out there, but that would be like, "Oh, but do you think if look, I'm not a fan, but let's say Donald Trump Jr. sent that. Don't you think there's somebody at the DOJ that'd be like, "We got him. We got him. He sent a
Well, it's
picture of
funny
his son."
it's funny you say that. Have you read, Laptop from Hell?
Oh, about no. Were you the one that
It's
told me to read it?
dude, you should definitely read it.
So here's the thing.
Holy
I,
shit.
w-
And what's so
I
funny is this has all been out for 2 years, but now it's fucking finally leaking on Instagram. Dude, it's
here's the
fucking
thing.
nuts.
Here's the thing. I
Yes.
want to believe that's real. I
Dude,
want to believe.
the
Listen to
videos
me.
are all
Hear
over
me.
fucking Instagram now. You
Hear,
can see them. What do you mean you wanna
he-
believe it's real?
hear me out. I
Yeah,
want to believe that it's all real
right.
because it just makes my life more exciting. And I like interesting shit like that.
Yeah.
And I like when I wake up every day and I like when I'm entertained and I'm not political. I don't care about either side. So
But why would you bring
but
Donald Trump Jr. up as the example when we have a real life example going on right now that's
y-
Mr. Hunter Biden?
okay. So I will go there.
Okay, go.
Uh, I will go there and tell you this. So I wanted to. I think it was you that told me I had to read it. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah. This sounds like.
yeah.
So then I start going down the wormhole trying to find out. And there's you can and I know the argument could be, oh, the media has done everything they can to cover this shit up. Blah 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 blah. But as much as there's a media to cover it up, there's a media to expose it. So I look at both sides and find out the truth is halfway in the middle of something of both. What the understanding I have about this is that there were two guys that pretty much had access to this laptop, to this hard drive. And the one guy wanted to submit it and say, hey, this is bullshit. Look at what's going on. Here's what's really happening. Here's all the emails. This is what's going on. It's fucked up. The other guy said, this is what's fucked up. Give me money and I will show you all the stuff on it. And he said, this is a money making endeavor of everything that I'm holding on to. Now, from what I understand, his hard drive expanded because it was more interesting and would make more money. Not saying there wasn't a lot of bad shit on there. saying that this guy went, there's a lot of bad shit, but I can add to the bad shit. All this stuff can be, created. And so the validity of his hard drive that he has possession of is not so valid because this guy saw it as a money-making opportunity. Whereas the other guy who is in the same, like, hey, Hunter Biden's a fuck up. I want to expose him. There's more validity to the hard drive that he's holding.
He
And
took the from what I
it
know,
it,
he
it was my 1 second. It was my argument that I used to get so mad at the liberals about Trump. I would say Trump does enough wrong that you just need to be honest about it. When
yeah.
you make shit up about him, I don't fucking trust you. So stop making shit up. And they were
Hey,
constantly making shit up. And I feel the same way about this Hunter Biden laptop. If there's enough in there to incriminate this guy, which apparently there is, then just let it come out. Why do you have to embellish?
well, you
Why
know
do
why
you
it's
have to?
coming out. You know why it's coming out now.
But it's so
They
long
g-
after.
they gave it to the FBI, and you know what the FBI said? They said, "Hey, this is the Russians made this up. This isn't real. This is the Russians created this." And Facebook and Twitter stopped anyone from publishing anything about it
I would believe that, but
for
I am
2 years. Dude, I just got kicked off of fucking Instagram.
and I agree with that, but like you don't think Reddit ran with that like crazy?
I never go over to Reddit. Go over there and check it out. I bet you they did run with it like crazy.
Oh, I mean, it's probably all over Reddit.
Yeah, yeah. I bet, yeah.
But I agree with you that Facebook and Instagram would shut that down as much as they could. But
And no one's denying it now. No one's like, "Hey, Hunter
it
wasn't fucking his brother's wife." No one. Everyone's like admitting that all the videos are out there now. And now, even 2 years after, now the New York Times is like, "Oh shit, the computers are real. It really
when
is
it
Hunter's." And you know why
when
they're
it
doing it? Because they're trying to get rid of Joe now.
when it comes to Facebook or
Yeah.
when it comes to what were you mentioning?
How about the insurrection? Aren't the Republicans the gun-toting party? How come there was an insurrection and the militia didn't have guns? I never heard of an insurrection without guns.
You're taking me down too many wormholes at the end of the show. If we want to talk about something, let's talk about Donald Trump Jr.'s Murph time.
Outrageous. 30 minutes. What a fucking lie, right?
I think he said 32 or 30. I mean, Hunter ran it in 34:11, unpartitioned with a weight vest.
Hey, at least he
I
does. At least he does CrossFit.
Who? Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, and his kids do it.
Does he still?
I think once you do it, you always do it.
No, I think he got run out. I think
You do?
when that Murph thing happened, he said, "I'm steering clear of these guys because everybody." What was so funny because it was back to what I wanted to say. The FBI, I believe, is probably bipartisan. You got enough. That's got to be split in there. There's got to be as many Republicans as Democrats in there. So that's a part I'm going to be like, I might call bullshit on. But when Trump posted that Murph time, there was half of the comments were like, "You go, Donnie. That's fucking great. Way to support Michael Murphy and great time. You probably can go even faster next time." And then half of them are like, "You fucking liar. You're worse than your fucking dad." Yeah. And it was hilarious. And it was so fun to
Did
read.
he ever
because
defend himself? Did he defend himself?
Never.
He was never like, "Oh shit, I only did half the workout. I forgot to run the
No,
mile at the end."
no, but they were so quick to go look up his other times and they saw his 5K time.
Yeah.
And his 5K time was like, I don't know,
24 minutes.
no, way worse. And they were like, "So what you're saying is you ran if you did your
That's 8-minute miles. It's way worse than a 24-minute. Jesus.
Yeah. Let's say he ran 9-minute miles in his 5K.
Right.
So you ran your 2 miles in 9 minutes. Let's say you ran them in your 5K time. So you ran 18 minutes. You now have 24 minutes to do Cindy.
Yeah.
Which is possible, but really, no, not even. Yeah. 24 minutes to do. Am I right? No, You have 14 minutes or 16 minutes or whatever it was to do Cindy, which is impossible.
I was trying to make sure that it was really Cindy. It is Cindy, yeah.
Yeah, so it's impossible that he could have done that.
Yeah, I've done
And
Cindy in 20 minutes a few times and fully gamed it, and it fucking hurts. Well,
yeah,
when I say 20 minutes, I did 20 rounds. Sorry, I did 20
yeah,
rounds
yeah, and
a
that's
handful of times, and it hurt.
I've done it myself, and where I start on the minute, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go every minute, and I'm gonna, and it kills.
it
But
kills.
and then you've got a mile before that and a mile after that. There's no possible way.
Yeah.
It's an impossibility. And so I feel like as much as he caught shit, he did get away with murder too. Like that's CrossFit, and everybody holds you to a standard in CrossFit. And half the people, and it just shows how tribal and how partisan we are, that half the people let him off the hook. Just the same half would let Hunter Biden off the hook. They'd be like, well, he probably did it with, maybe he was having a good day. And
Dude, he
it
was
was,
on two, but he smoked a giant crack rock before he did Murph and did it in 24 minutes.
yeah. So I
I
look,
don't think it's a justification that first of all, I think Donald Trump Jr. is 1,000 times the man that fucking Hunter Biden is. But but I don't think it's a justification. You can be like, yeah, this dude's smoking crack, and his dad's putting black dudes away in jail for it. But Donald Trump lied about his Murph score. I'll take Donald Trump Jr. with the lie in the Murph score. I mean, I don't. Two wrongs don't make a right.
when did you become Republican?
I'm not Republican. I'm a tree hugging, dirt twirling hippie. I voted for Hillary.
Why?
I voted for Obama because I'm a jackass. I'm blue pill. I'm fucking a complete. I'm just honest now. Here's the problem. I'm just honest now. I'm not lying. I stopped lying. I learned how to stop lying to myself. I'm not like, oh, this is about women's rights. Like, okay, and what's on the other side? I'm not like, oh, hey, this is about quarantine people to save old people. Okay, how many did we save 1 million old people over 80 years old, and now 4 kids who are 8 years old committed suicide? Fine, I want to be honest. I want to kill the 1 million old people and save the 4 kids. Like, I just became honest, but I'm still a dirt twirler.
Yeah, but weren't those kids going to kill themselves anyway?
Right. Oh, we live amongst zombies. The zombie movies are real. Basically, that's what's happened. You want to ask me when I stopped being a zombie? I'll answer that. It's been a slow awakening process, and when you start asking the definition of words, like the whole thing about gender and sex, that's all because people refuse to define words. So gender is complete imagination. It's not real. It's just like red means there's nothing to it. Anyone can be. And how do I know that? Because I can ask myself what gender. If it's like I asked you this, Eddie. If I asked you, does Bigfoot have hair or fur? I'm asking you to partake in my delusion that Bigfoot's real. So when I ask you what gender you are, I'm asking you to partake in a delusion. I'm not going to
But we're
partake in.
yeah,
I'm not going to
but
partake in it.
whoa. You're
Yeah,
living in a society where 97% of the country believes in God and believes in the biblical version of God.
the right has God and the left has gender. It's fucking batshit crazy. I agree. There's nothing worse than when someone from the right's like, and that's why the sex thing, like, just explain to me why it's immoral that I had sex with my girlfriend when I was 18. I have no idea. I love the shit out of her.
Yeah. Have you ever heard
Explain to
of
me, like,
have you ever heard of horseshoe theory?
no.
So
You know what it is?
the,
Everyone's afraid of the unknown. So they have to answer. If you're afraid of the unknown, or if you're afraid of being honest with yourself, like this, some Chinese kids probably died because of this.
sure.
Yeah, that sucks. But I'm not
Do you
gonna lie to
know do you
myself
know
about it.
it I forget the name of the company, Foxconn, where
Yeah,
they make these? Do you know
they
they have
built the nets around the
nets
building to catch the
cuz
people.
people are jumping off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
feel
there's a
so much
thing.
better now when I buy an iPhone, knowing that there's a net to catch them. I'm willing to pay the 5 cents extra for better netting.
Well, I watched a woman protesting and talking shit on Foxconn and Apple and the phones and everything. The whole time she's wearing Converse sneakers while she's doing it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like you look so dumb right now. Um, but back to horseshoe theory, there was a French philosopher that decided that like liberal and conservative are not on a linear plane where it's like right wing at one end and left wing at the other end, and they're so far apart from each other, but it's more of a horseshoe where at one end you have the far right and it goes up, and the right and the moderates are up at the top, and then the lefties, and then it comes down, and the far left are right down there at the bottom, right near the far right. So the left and the right, the far left and the far
Yeah.
left are actually really close to each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you've got the
They want to
fascists and
kill
the
people to prove
socialists.
themselves. Yeah, they're fat. They want to. They would kill people in order to keep their shit true.
Yeah, fascists and socialists.
Yeah.
And it's like and so everybody up in the middle, I just wish more people, and I think we've let the marginalized, the liberal, or the vocal minorities have too much of a voice. When
Yeah.
I was in college, those vocal, and when I say minority, I mean the vocal, like left and right, they 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 spoke out, and we just went, shut the fuck up, and ignored them and went and did beer bongs. It was like, we don't give
What
a
do you think
shit what
about
you have
people
to
who
say.
are? What do you think about the big people who are waking up? What do you think about Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, fucking full blown fucking fascist commies now fucking swinging over to the right?
I never would have called Rogan a fascist commie.
Fascist commie. He supported Bernie Sanders. Fascist commie. I know he's your buddy, but but I understand you can't call him that, but I can.
No, but I think,
Hey, he's a pussy. He knew COVID was only killing fat people, and he had a chance to say it, and he didn't.
you don't think he did?
It sure took him a long fucking time. He apologized. He apologized for
Savon,
saying racial.
look, don't you think we all have struggled with it? With you don't know who to believe, and you've got to sift through a lot of, like, is this guy right? Is this guy right? I still
But
struggle with
once
it.
he know, I agree. But once you know,
I still don't know where I stand with COVID.
okay. Well, that's fair. But he knows. He knows.
I don't know if he
Hey,
knows.
he had Jordan Peterson on his show, and Jordan Peterson said, "We live with a society of fat and stupid people." Like, he knows.
I'll tell
Rogan
you this.
knows.
I'll tell you this about
I
Joe.
don't hate the guy. By the way, I don't know him. I don't know him, but I think he's had opportunities and he didn't take those opportunities the way he could have.
I think he's a good, fair person that tries to hear things out and hear both sides and give
Yes,
both sides a chance. And
he's not.
I
He
think,
said, didn't he say he's not going to have Trump on?
and yeah, and I think he.
By the way, that's
With,
his show too. By the way, fuck anyone. Like, I was about. On one hand, I want to be like, you're an asshole, but it's his show. Fuck you. He could do what he wants.
but I think he can be swayed very easily too. I think if the way Joe is, if he sat in the room with Trump and talked to him for 2 hours, he might come out and be like, that guy's a fucking great guy. And
Yeah,
I kind of agree with a lot of what he has to say. But
I think
but
he's not having him on. By the way, because he has 3 daughters.
I think
Right?
there's a lot of
Does
reasons. I
Joe have
think
3
there's
daughters or 4 daughters?
I
I think if you
don't
have
know.
daughters, you struggle with Donald Trump.
Yeah, amongst other things.
Yeah.
Um,
I
look,
don't mean that as a dig. I mean that as a positive thing. I think if I had
but
daughters, I might fucking dislike them more.
it's funny. I can't wait for the first comment that'll be like, lots of politics talk, no thanks, and which means we disagreed with somebody's opinion. And it could be either way, left or right. And it's like, oh, so if someone disagrees with you on an issue or wants to have a conversation about that, to discuss it, to maybe change another person's opinion or enlighten them, but no, because it wasn't the pill that you've taken, you turn us off. And I
Hey,
get that.
on my CrossFit show, all the fucking time, someone uses the word sex or gender wrong, I correct them, or I throw shit in there all the time about like politics. It's not even politics. That's the other thing too. We're not talking about politics. It's maybe philosophy, linguistics, life, death. We're not. These people happen
Yeah.
to be politicians, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
We
sway
very,
anyone's opinion.
and we very rarely talk about legislation or,
Yeah,
and if you know it, I used
just
to
want to
work
get
in
to the
politics.
truth. What?
I used to work for a senator. I worked for our inspector. And if you know about, like, if you get in the intricacies of politics, I mean, what goes on, on the Hill to pass a law
Yeah.
is nothing that American society would care about, because it's just so fucking boring about the way they kind of corral votes and get votes to go certain ways, and the give and take, and the filibustering, and the way they play the rules, and it would just make you insane.
Yeah.
It is so unromantic. It is so unentertaining, and that's politics. What we
Yeah.
talk about is philosophy and society and satire, and it's
And kind of
look,
just it's important to dig down.
we're all gonna die.
It's important to dig down. It's important. I wish more people would care about the definitions of words that they use.
Well, I mean, nobody cares. I mean, we still live in a society where fuck is a bad word, shit is a bad word. My daughter loves to point out when we use bad words. She's 7, and she'll be like, "Dad, you said the S word," and I've had discussions with her where I'm like, "Look, those words are just words. They really don't mean much, except for the fact that they upset people, and the people that get upset about them are pretty narrow-minded and not very intelligent if that upsets
They're
them."
the enforcers.
Yeah, it's
The
funny how
people
they do
they,
enforce it.
they run the slave plantation. They try to keep all of us enslaved. So
In
so you're a little Jewish boy and you're born and you come out of your mom's vagina and you're on planet Earth, and waiting for you is the word kike to offend you your whole life. Welcome to planet Earth, where we have a word that we demand you be offended by your whole entire life. It is nuts. It
it is
is
it
bad.
is
It
pretty
is
nuts.
abusive to children, and it is the origins of systemic racism.
Well, it's funny you say that. I remember when I was living in
And I
England,
have 3 little Jewish boys. Go ahead. Sorry.
there was a TV show in England
Uh huh.
that said, I think it was the F word or something,
Mm-hmm.
and said fuck, and they pulled it off TV because 11 people called to complain about the use of the word. And then somebody looked it up and they said, how many, what was the ratings on it? And they said something like 6 million people watched the show.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, so 6 million people watched the show and only 11 complained. And you decided to pull a show because 11 people complained. And it's like, because say they didn't use the F word, 5,900,990 or not
I
89 people are not going to call up and say, pull this show because you didn't say fuck. We want fuck in this show. Uh, but
It's good.
no one's going to complain on that side.
Yeah.
But you've got 11 crybabies that are offended by a word that they
Yeah.
probably don't even understand the etymology of the word.
Yeah.
And they go, I was taught at a young age that this is a bad word, and my whole life I never questioned why it's bad, but it
Yeah.
upsets me, so I don't want to hear it. And you'll take it off because I'll complain to your advertisers who are so nervous that
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
stop buying their product, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy their dishwashing detergent because you let that word slip by.
Yeah.
It's so childish. It's childish. And the fact that no one talks about it and thinks about it, as long as that exists, I've given up on society. I've given
Here.
up.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I've just given up on fighting anything. There's no use in fighting it as long as things that simple go on.
Yeah. I I'm okay with the word being a bad word. I'm okay if we all agree, hey, this word is is derogatory slander if you want to insult a Jewish person. I'm okay with us having a word like that. The part that, because we need words to communicate. The part that's fucked up is that people think like are think it's like real. It's like it's worth like getting out of your car and fighting for.
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's
I- be,
insanity.
because that, yeah, that means you are someone we're all magicians. We all push air through something that's back here, and some sounds come out, and we bend air to make sounds, right? And then those sounds mean something, and then we react to them, and we have these behaviors. That's the part that I'm just like, yeah, it's like you said, it's like, wow, we
Let 4 letters or 6 or whatever the letters
the
are that
bending
come
of air,
together
yeah,
that
let people
but it
die because of
but it
how the air bent
but
coming out of their mouth.
but in another society, the word could, like, take the word fag in England could mean cigarette, and
Yes.
here it means homosexual, and you let it offend you and bother you, I used to have a joke on stage, and it was a true story. I was at the dog park with my gay friend, and, uh, and this guy
How do you
said
know
to
he's
I
gay? How do you know he's gay?
c
You hooked up with him?
no, he's my wife's best friend,
You ever
yeah, we
seen him
have
hook up with a dude?
yeah, he's married, and I know his
Okay.
husband,
You
and,
seen him kiss? You seen him kiss?
I've watched them fuck a lot. I mean, I'm standing over them jerking off, but,
Okay, awesome.
um,
Okay, just wanted to validate your source, verify your source.
that's part of the joke. I said
Okay.
to him, uh,
Sorry, I
the
didn't mean to ruin it.
the part of the joke it was an old joke. We were in the dog park, and we were about to leave, and he was, like, down there, and I go, he was down behind a tree, probably sucking a guy's dick or something,
Yes,
but I
yes.
go but I said, This is true." I did say to him one time, we're in the park, I go, "Come on, faggot, let's go." And some other guy overheard me call him that. And he goes, "What did you just say?" And I said, "Come
Come
on,
on,
faggot.
Brad, let's go.
Let" And he goes, "You can't say that word." And I go, "But he's gay." And he goes, "Then you really can't say that word." And I go, "But he called me a faggot first, which is what he calls me all the time,
Yeah, okay.
constantly."
I'm
And the
loving
guy
this.
goes and the guy goes, he looked at me like, "What?" And I go, "Yeah." And I go, "I was down there behind the tree sucking his dick." He was like, "Suck my dick, faggot, suck my dick." And the guy was like, he didn't know what to do.
I
And
love
I
this.
was like, "So maybe you should mind your own business." Like, because here's this straight guy telling me,
Oh, he was a straight guy too?
not knowing if I was gay,
Yeah.
but thinking I was straight, and I said it in a derogatory manner because I did say it in, like, a funny derogatory manner,
Yeah.
but not knowing what happened beforehand, like, if he called me like, or if we were 2
"Come here,
gay men
faggot, let me
calling
suck
each
your
other.
dick."
It's like a white guy yelling at a black guy for using the N-word with another black guy, and go like,
Which
that's
is
what it
funny
was.
because 'cause you'll see that shit in Portland now. Now you'll see that shit.
It's just full insanity. It's full and I just compare woke people to sommeliers or
What are
somebody.
sommeliers? People who make drinks at a bar? What are those dudes? What's a sommelier?
They're the people that know wine,
Oh, yeah,
and they
yeah, yeah, yeah,
study
yeah, yeah.
wine, but they
Yeah,
really
yeah,
don't know shit, but they
yeah.
do. But, like, somebody that's like a wannabe sommelier, when you're sitting at dinner and you order a red with fish, and they're like, I'm sorry. You were supposed to get, a Chardonnay with that fish because
Yes.
that's a white flaky fish, and you're supposed to get a buttery Chardonnay, and you were gonna order a red from Italy. I mean, do you not know anything? And it's just like, all you're doing is saying you're better than me. You're trying to one up me and say that you are more in the know than me, and you've always wanted to tell somebody what to do, and you finally got your little bit of power, and you found it, and this is the way you're going to use it.
Speaking of one-upping, I wanna tell you about this time I went to the dog park with 2 gay friends, and, it's a
Did you
joke.
suck both their dicks?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I lubed both openings and they got me.
No, I was at the dog park one day, and
I was there with 3 gay guys. Don't even fuck with me.
I was at the dog park, and this is just recently. I was at the dog park, and my dog is a pretty talented dog. Like, she can do, like, backflips and catch frisbees, and she's really cool.
I love
And
it.
and a leash is like, she doesn't need a leash. I could tell her to, like, go open
Oh,
the refrigerator, get a beer,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'm playing frisbee with her, and she's doing these, like, incredible tricks, but some guy that irritated him. there's a law against dogs being off leash, which I understand because
Me too.
dogs can harm people. I get it, blah, blah, blah. So the guy comes over to me and says, your dog's got to be on a leash. And I was like, I don't have a leash, so I'm going to take the dog home, you know? So I start walking towards my car. They leave, and there's no one in the park. And I'm like, no one's here. I'm going to play frisbee with my dog a little bit more. The
Yeah.
one guy comes back who was not the guy that worked for the city of Malibu, some other guy. And he comes like running over to me and goes, hey, you got to have your dog on a leash. And I go, yeah. I heard you. We're leaving right now. And as I'm walking to the car, I go, excuse me, by the way, what do you do? Like, what's your authority? And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, like, I'm putting my dog in the car, but I just wondered who you are to tell me that I have to do that. And he goes, I I go, what do you do? He goes, I'm a gardener. I go, do you work for Malibu? He's like, no, but I go, so where's your authority to tell me that I have to put my dog on a leash? And he goes, I could call that guy. And I go, but you did it. You told me what to do. And he goes, yeah, you're supposed. And I go, well, look, you got a lot of hairspray in your hair. I can tell right now. That's probably not good for the environment. So I think you should stop using. I don't think, I'm telling you to stop using hairspray. And he's like, rah, rah, rah. And I go, and look at your tailpipe. Your tailpipe's hanging from your car, which can cause a spark on the road, which could cause a wildfire, and you can destroy millions of homes and millions of dollars of homes and people's lives. So I don't think you should drive your car. In fact, I'm telling you, don't drive your car.
Hey, the whole time you're doing this, are you like, man, this is going to be good. There's going to be some good comedy material here.
No, because I haven't found a bit out of it. I was just like, I was getting heated. My
Yeah.
daughter's with me, and my 7-year-old
Yeah.
daughter's like, why is my dad a dick?
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there trying to make the point. And so at the end of it, I go, do you see why you should just mind your own fucking business? And the guy was like, I was like, we can all point out things that everyone's doing wrong in life and
Right.
that shouldn't do. But at a certain point, it's like, you just got to weigh it. Like, this guy's in the park. There's no one around. His dog's pretty talented. I'm going to use my best judgment and think that that's okay.
Yeah. He's
And
not going to bite anyone. He's not fighting with other dogs. There's no
it's
one
not
here
it's
except
it's
me.
not a it's not a crazy pit bull that's like frothing at the mouth and chasing animals around. It's and it was just that guy wanted to exercise power over
Right.
me.
Right.
And that's what society is now. Everybody wants power over other people and they feel small. So like wokeness gives them power. And it
Wow.
gives and cancellation and Me Too and all these things gives them the ability because people go, oh, it's the liberals. It's everyone. Everyone's canceling everyone because it's a way to go, I'm sick of you. In Australia, they call it tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
And it's you cut down the tall flower and it's like, oh, you have something I don't have. I don't like the freedom you're having. I want to stop that because then I have control over you. And it's,
That, hey,
the
that's part of socialist culture. Tall poppy.
yeah, well, it's fucking awful.
It's awful. It's
Yeah.
awful.
This podcast is awful.
This podcast is amazing. Tall poppy syndrome occurs when a person's success causes them to attack, resented, or criticize. Cutting people down to, well, I'll tell you what, the greatest thing that ever happened to me is the small cancellation I received because really it just set me free. Now I'm just like, I'm here to support a land where boys and girls can be grow up and be healthy and strong and independent and thoughtful, and that's my
Do you
mission.
do you think it's happening?
For my kids it is. For my kids it absolutely is. My kids are they're living a better life than I lived.
Where do they go to school? What kind of school?
They don't go to school.
Yeah, so you have to
They're homeschooled.
right, so they have freedom, but you don't because you have to teach them.
No, no, no. It's not. I'm doing everything I want to do. There's nothing I would rather do than raise my kids.
I agree. I'm the same way.
Zero.
It's the number one thing
Yeah.
in my life.
It brings me so much joy and so much pleasure, and it's so rewarding.
Like when I see somebody that's like independently wealthy, like an actor and actress that like
Yeah.
falls off the face of the earth when they have
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
I'm like, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you to like hang it up for a while and focus on that because you have the money that you can't. Not everyone can do that, but if you have
I
the
I don't think that's true. I think everyone can do it.
really,
Yeah.
some people have to make an
Yeah.
income.
It's like
I don't want to
there
get on an airplane and fly across the country. I'd rather stay home with my children and teach
right.
them. But I've got to go make money to pay for food and mortgage and all that shit.
That I mean, that's the story we're all telling ourselves. It's like food. It's like the idea of food droughts. There's no such thing. Once you've seen famine, I've filmed famines on 3 different continents, and I've been in every single state. I've been to 100 film movies in 100 countries, and I've been to 49 states. I've only haven't been to Alaska, and I've never seen a food drought. It does not exist. And when I went to these 100 countries, I filmed in places. I only went to the poorest places, and I've been to a ton of really fucked up places in the United States, and there's no such thing as a food drought. It's what people want to argue their limitations, and when you argue your limitations, they become yours. And
What are you
that's
saying? What are you saying? There's no food drought. What do you mean?
There's nowhere where there's food where you can't manage to buy food that's not Dorito. Like food droughts are places where they claim there's only Doritos, Schlitz, and Mountain Dew. And I'm saying that those places don't exist. There's always somewhere where you can fuck, you just did McDonald's.
Mhm.
The thing is, it's an education thing. You have to
Sure.
not eat the fucking bread and the milkshake and the fries. Is it ideal? No. Do you know what equitable is? If we all lived in a jail, the only place that's equitable is jail. In jail, everything's equitable. If you want equality, there won't be equitability. The two don't exist. Equitability comes at the cost of equality. We all really want equality. Equitability is when you're all in jail and you all live to the lowest common denominator. We don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And um, so there is a way, maybe, but you have to balance it out. You want to live in California, in Malibu, but you also like doing in your comedy too, and that's rewarding for your kids. I'm not suggesting that everyone should just abandon everything they're doing, but um, I do think that if you have kids, that there is a way to raise them, even for the poorest people in this country. There is a way to raise them without having them become indoctrinated in the school system.
Um, well, you said I got to close this up, but I was going to tell you, you haven't been to Alaska. I go every year, so if you want to come with me, it's
Yes.
uh, it's
Sorry, too busy
pretty,
raising my kids.
it's pretty interesting. It's but
Alaska?
the last time I went, I said I wasn't going to go again because they couldn't fly me home. They were going to make me go on the milk run home, which is like 5 flights home, 5 flights before you get to Seattle.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, I felt like I was on a deserted island. They were like, "Your flight's been canceled," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm stuck in fucking Anchorage." Um, but it is another planet when you go to Alaska. It's it's a really, really, really interesting. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place, but it's fucking interesting. And
I'd love to check it out. By the way, that line, you argue your limitations and they're yours. It comes from this book, The Tao Te
all right,
Ching. It's how we started the show.
I'm gonna read that book. How do you spell it?
T A
T A
T
O.
A O Ching, Tao Ching, and it's
Okay,
Stephen Mitchell Pocket Edition. I
got it.
goes everywhere with me. Someone gave it to me in college, and I carry it with me everywhere. Mas o menos.
Is that your most recommended book?
It is.
Yeah, mine is the Four Agreements.
Oh, a lot of people have been recommending that.
I recommend it for everyone who does stand-up comedy. And I think
Okay.
if you apply it to stand-up comedy, it's the best way.
Do you
But
like me
I
more
don't.
or less now that I've been on the show?
I love you.
Okay, that's nice. That
Um,
transcends I think that transcends liking more or less. It's
yeah,
just this sits
I
on
don't
an
know.
altar all by itself.
Sometimes I talk so much I feel like I talk myself into circles, and I'm just like, do I even make sense, or do I believe what I believe?
You
Um,
carry your podcast well. That I came on and I was like, I'm going to try to talk a lot so that he doesn't have to carry me. Did you just fart?
yeah, how'd you know that? Did you saw
I
the
s-
face?
yeah, and I saw you kind of lean like to let it out.
I did. Um, but I am gonna go to sleep right now.
I'm going to
And
go eat a pound of raw meat.
you're gonna eat a pound of raw meat? I eat about a pound.
That's code that us faggots talk.
Yeah. I when I was doing McDonald's, I was eating at least a pound and a half of meat a day. That's another faggot code.
I know what it is. I'll see you in the bathroom later.
Yeah, yeah. That meant wink, wink.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me on.
hey, thanks for doing it. Where can they find your podcast now that you're a banned pedophile on Instagram?
I I'm on iTunes. It's called the Sevan Podcast, the SEVAN podcast. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. We're live. It's a live call-in show. We party. We have everyone on: authors, comics, UFC fighters, your mom, my mom. Everyone's welcome.